Hey y'all, it's Hoagie. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a big video. This is my 6 months on T video. I have been on T for 6 months. I I'm, I'm I never thought this would happen. Like I always had envisioned testosterone being like far in the future. And it's happened, and I've been on it for 6 months, and like it's real. It's actually happening. How amazing is that? I'm still blown away. I'm still blown away by like all the changes, everything that's happened. And I want to start at the beginning and tell you guys all the way up until the end, like my whole process of what's been happening to me this last 6 months. Not just what happened in the last month, but all of the changes that I have gone through in the last 6 months. I'd like to apologize for the lateness of this video. It was supposed to be up last week, but I've been dealing with a lot of pain. I've been dealing with just a lot of things. I've had many doctor's appointments. I've been dealing with some health issues, and I'm just so exhausted all the time. And I hope that's understandable, because y'all know I have chronic pain. You know that. And I appreciate your support in like the lateness of some of my videos, and just I really love you guys, and I hope you know that I appreciate you, and I want to get content out to you as much as possible and with as high a quality as possible. So let's go back and look at everything that's happened in the last 6 months, starting in order of appearance. I started at 50 milligrams of testosterone cypionate when I first started testosterone. That was back in May, and I am now on 80 milligrams of testosterone enanthate because of an allergic reaction that I ended up having that I will speak about near the end of this video. But I've only had my T increased once. I got my blood work like a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna talk to an endocrinologist next week, and he might adjust my levels, so we'll see how that goes. The first thing I noticed right off the bat within a couple of weeks of testosterone was the sweat and the stink. Like, I really needed to shower more often. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I was not showering every day because of depression. I was pretty much showering once a week, and I know it's gross, but that was my reality. That's what I was doing. And now I am showering at least 3 times a week, sometimes more, depending on how bad things are. Since it's not as cold anymore, I don't feel the need to shower every day, even though, you know, I probably should. It's baby steps. I'm working on it, going from once a week to many times a week, and I'll build up on it. But I have to shower regularly because I just get all sweaty, and then I get stinky, and I smell like a teenage boy. It's not a pleasant smell. I've never had a pleasant smell. I mean, you know, we're humans, we stink. But like, I smell like a teenage boy. But it started like in my pits and in my crotch, and then like I'll get sweat on my face, and I've really been breaking out. Like, I don't know if you can see some of this stuff, but I've got like scars. I've got stuff on my face, and the breaking out started about a month on, but like I have a face routine. I have a skincare routine, and it's still like I still get the little micro acne, and then sometimes I get whiteheads. And it usually, when I originally went through puberty, it was just on my face. The pimples were just on my face. Now it's down into my chest, on my upper chest, and on my upper arms. And I don't know about my back. I can't really see my back. It doesn't feel like there's anything on my back, but like right here and like under my chin, there's acne. And it's annoying, because the first time I found a pimple on my arm, like a whitehead on my arm, I was like, holy shit, I must be super sweaty. Like, this is brand new for me. I had friends in high school who broke out all over their body, but that wasn't me. And now that's me. The next thing I noticed was the hunger, and that started a month or so on tea, I was ravenous and I had to eat anything in the house. I wanted to eat it. And sometimes I was having specific cravings. Other times it was just like, put fuel in your body. And so I did. And it didn't help the weight. But that lasted a couple months and it's kind of died down. I still have a healthy appetite. I don't not eat. Like, there's only been a couple of times since I started tea that I was so depressed that I didn't eat for a couple of days, but I still ate. It just wasn't as much as I normally eat. So, like, it's leveled off. I'm pretty much back to the way that I was, eating as much as I normally was. But for a couple months there, I was so hungry. Like, it would have been a sugar craving or a meat craving or a salty craving, all kinds of cravings. But it was a lot and all the time. The next thing that I noticed was lower growth that started 1 to 2 months on testosterone. It was very slight, but I could feel it and I could tell that it was bigger. And I still don't know exactly what it looks like. I don't know how big it is. I haven't stuck a mirror down there. I just know from, feeling it and comparing it. I'm like, yeah, that's bigger. And it's slowly been growing, very ever so slightly. It's like 1 or 2 centimeters longer than it used to be. It is not, it's bigger, but like not the inches that I am praying for. Like, even just an inch would be nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's slowly progressing, and I know I need to be patient because it takes like 5 years for lower growth to finish. So I'm waiting. I don't really get a lot of irritation. Like, I know there are some people who really start, like, rubs on their underwear and it gets really uncomfortable. I don't have that problem because I have a lot of fat down there, and everything down there is just very fat, very big, and so it doesn't really rub against my underwear because it's not touching my underwear. So I don't deal with that. It's been a little pissy sometimes when I wipe, but like nothing painful. Like, not like, ow, I can't do that. But I don't know if that will eventually appear or if it's just, because it's so nice and protected. At the same time that the lower growth started, I was also getting erections. And they were the weirdest boners. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it was because of a sexy thought that I was having. Other times it was just, there was no reason for it. It was just like, hello, I'm here. And I'm like, what do you want? Can I help you? What do you need? But it kind of tapered off after a while. I'd say about 3 months in, it kind of tapered off. And now recently they've come back. Like, they were chill. It was chill. And then, like, in the last month or so, I've started getting boners again. And it doesn't bother me. It's not annoying or anything. It's just sudden and not really based on anything that I am consciously aware of. I want to have a quick note about periods because I haven't had a period in 7 years because I have an IUD, a Mirena IUD, which I recommend to anyone who doesn't want periods. My friend and I both have Mirena IUDs, and neither of us get periods. It is wonderful for the dysphoria, and also just because periods suck, man. Like, I don't want to bleed every month, and so I don't get periods. There's no way that I can tell you when my period would have stopped. I have no way of knowing. The only slight indication that I have is that lately I've been having some cramping that I think is uterine cramping. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to get an ultrasound. I need to call my gynecologist. She wants to schedule an ultrasound just to see what's going on, because it might mean that my IUD needs replacing because it's coming up on 7 years, which is the lifespan of a Mirena. So maybe the hormone level is tapering off and my uterus is like, oh, I should be doing something, even though I'm on T and it shouldn't be doing anything. But like, if the hormone starts dying off, I can imagine the fluctuations would confuse my body. So, like, that's understandable. But I'm going to get that looked at, and it probably isn't anything serious, but as far as I know, There's no way that I can tell you when I would have stopped my period. The next big thing is my voice, which is probably my favorite part of testosterone so far, has been the voice drop. It started around 2 months, and well, that's when it started being noticeable to my friends and my roommate. My roommate, who sees me every day, was like, "Your voice is getting lower." I'm like, "Really? Really? Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah." So, excuse me, I was over the moon, and I took a voice test recently, and I am in the male range when I talk like this, when I'm not trying to raise my pitch, because when I'm talking on videos, excuse me, I tend to raise my pitch a little bit like this. um, it's an anxiety response. I do this on the phone too. I'm trying to learn how to not do it, but I I took the voice test, and when I'm relaxed, I'm well and truly in the male range. This is my voice 1 day on T. This is my voice 3 months on T. This is my voice 4 months on T. This is my voice 5 months on T. This is my voice 6 months on T. It's still, getting used to the fact that I can't sing along to my favorite songs anymore, because I knew either the melody or the harmony, and I used to be able to sing the harmony. I preferred to sing the harmony, but now it's like an alto harmony, and I'm working with a baritone that has not stretched up or down that much. I'd like to work on my falsetto, but I can't sing along to my favorite songs unless I sing like way down here. And it's a little annoying, but it's a small price to pay, and I'm sure I will get my range back. I need to learn how to do falsetto. I need to stretch. I need to warm up. It'll come. It'll come. But it's happened so quickly that I haven't had a chance to, practice. It's funny because my roommate thinks that my voice cracks are hilarious, and it makes me happy that she finds it funny, because like I'll get excited and I'll say something and my voice will go whoop, like just it cracks, and I she knows that that's because I'm excited or I'm having a serious emotion about something, and she thinks that it's cute and it's funny, and I I appreciate that. I'm glad she doesn't find it annoying, because like I'm just like, oh God, why are you doing that? Stop. But she thinks it's funny. The next thing would be my facial hair. Guys, I have a mustache. It's I still don't know how easy it is to see on camera, but I do have one, and I'm also getting like stuff down here. This started coming in around 3 months. Like I noticed it. Other people didn't notice it, but I could tell that like the hair up here was a little bit darker, and then other people started noticing it. And that is just continued to get darker, and now most people who see me without my mask on are just like, "Oh, you have a mustache." I'm like, "Thank you. I'm trying very hard." The stuff down here is, I mean, even the stuff up here, it's not coarse. It's not like beard texture. And the stuff down here is just getting longer. Like I found some pretty long hairs down here on my chin. Yeah, that one was really long. Um, there's some stuff up here, like my sideburns are trying to come in. There's a couple of coarse hairs, like beard hairs. Like there's one right there. And then I think there's one over here. Just like individual ones, which is kind of annoying because they're like black and the rest of my hair is not. So it's like, do I shave? What do I do? But the thing is, like, no one can see it when I have my mask on. It's all covered by my mask. There's no indication of masculine facial hair, like, if I'm wearing my mask. So it's only my vaccinated friends and family who get to see me with my actual mustache. So it's a little annoying, and I wish that it would help me pass at all. It doesn't. Nothing does. But it's still, once the panini dies down and we can take our masks off around other people, that might not be for years. I don't know, man. But once that happens, I will probably have much more facial hair, and it'll be a lot better. The next thing would be the body hair, which came in around 4 months. It's progressively gotten darker, but I first noticed it on my thighs and my butt crack, which I hear is like where it first starts, and it really was. You could tell that the stuff was just getting a little darker. Right now, my legs are covered in hair, especially my calves. There's so much hair on my calves. I was wearing like cut up leggings the other day, and the hair was like poking out of the leggings, which like doesn't happen, has never happened to me before. I never shaved my legs, but my hair was just very, very invisible and very light. And but now like there's just hair like popping out of the rips in my leggings. The legs are the primary location of all of my body hair. I do have a happy trail, which is kind of cute. Definitely like long and coarse. My genital area has, I think, gotten a little coarser. I can't really tell. I've started getting hair on my butt cheeks. I'm not sure of the color, but like if you feel my butt, it's fuzzy. My arms have gotten darker hair. I don't know how noticeable it is on camera, but like it's actually a color. It didn't used to be a color. Like I said, my body hair used to be translucent, and now almost all of it is dark. It's a color at least, except for my chest. I was hoping for some chest hair, but I do not have a single dark hair on my chest at all. At all. It starts about around my belly button and goes down, but like actually like above the chesticles, there's nothing. And that does kind of upset me. It's okay. It's okay. I have all my life for this stuff to come in, but I'm working on my bear mode. You know what I mean? I'm working on my bear mode. There is some hair on my fingers that is longer, but it's not dark yet. Like the little patches on your hand where you have hair, at least for me. And on my toes. On my toes. My toes are kind of fuzzy. There's no color yet, but they are fuzzy. My emotions have had their ups and downs. I am bipolar. I have multiple mental illnesses, so obviously I'm going to have emotional and mood fluctuations. But I will say there was a part of like month 4 where I was very frustrated and very sad and just really emotional and was crying, and it was a lot. I was just more frustrated more easily. It was so much easier to just tick me off. Not in an anger way. I wasn't angry. I wasn't screaming or yelling or shouting or hitting or anything. I just was like you know what I mean? And that has kind of leveled off in the last couple months. It's leveled off. I am not so easily frustrated. I'm still an emotional wreck because of just, I am depressed right now. So it's bound to happen that I'm going to cry. And I have cried. Actual tears. They actually come out of my face. I've never lost the ability to cry at all during these last 6 months. I don't know if it'll ever happen. Part of me would like it to happen and kind of wishes that I would stop having the ability to cry just because it's inconvenient and I hate it. But on the other hand, I think I might actually become more frustrated if I feel the need to cry and I can't. So I don't know if I really want it to go away, but it has not gone away yet. I want to talk about a little not safe for work topic, which is vaginal atrophy. I will leave this up until the discussion is over so you can seek and go past it. But vaginal atrophy is a thing that is happening to me, and that's basically when the walls of the vagina, like, they stop producing as much mucus, they get thinner, and they can cause pain when having intercourse or after intercourse. And it can be a problem, and what you usually end up having to do is put topical estrogen cream down there. and it doesn't affect the rest of your T hormone levels. It just keeps those tissues like developed and not as dry. And now, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that I don't use my equipment that often. In fact, I have never used my equipment with anybody other than myself, but I do use it with myself. And I have found the last couple of times that I've had some alone time that it hurts afterwards. Like, I get up to go take a shower and I'm like, ugh, ugh. And I'm walking and it's uncomfortable and there's some sharp pains, and it's just annoying. Like, it doesn't hurt during, it just hurts after once I start moving. And I'm pretty positive it's the vaginal atrophy. I spoke with a gynecologist about it and she was like, yeah, that's probably what it is. I don't know if I want to go the route of topical estrogen cream, if that would be something that would even be worth it, since I hardly ever use my equipment, but sometimes I do. And I wouldn't want to like have to put it on every day if I'm not going to use it for like months at a time. So I don't know if it's worth it. I'm going to try to be more gentle with myself, but you know, that's no fun. Anyway, I am talking to someone about it. I'm going to see what my options are. That this has started only in like the last couple months, 5-6 months in. It happened. I was waiting for it to happen. I'm like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna suck. And then about month 5 is when it started, and I'm not exactly sure what to do about it, but I'll figure it out. On to my head hair. It's falling out. It is a little bit. It's a little bit falling out. It was really falling out at the beginning of the panini. Like, I had just gotten a job and it was stressful, and then the panini happened and my hair was just coming out, and it's a lot thinner than it used to be, and it's annoying because I like my hair. But it leveled off. Even after I started testosterone, it leveled off. And then in the last month or so, it has started falling out. Like, if I don't brush my hair right before I go in the shower, I end up with like hair in my fingers. And even then, I still get a little bit of hair in my fingers. And I'm kind of sad because I want the masculine hairline. I do. I really do. I'm looking forward to it going like this, but also I don't want to lose any more up here, because this is where it fell out when the panini started, was right at the top of my head. And that's why I do my hair like this, so you can't really tell. But I know it's going to happen. There's no baldness on either side of my family. There's some thinning hair, but nobody has gone bald. Nobody has like lost stuff like completely. So I'm not too worried about it, but I miss my full head of hair. I miss it. I'm never going to get it back. I'll live. Concerning weight redistribution, which I know is something that a lot of people are interested in, getting rid of the hips and having it, redistribute on different parts of your body. Like, I haven't noticed much. I have gained and lost and gained a few pounds since starting T. It's kind of just stayed in the middle of a lot, and I don't really notice any difference. My pants fit the same. Everything is just kind of the same. The only thing that I could say might be a little bit different is that I wore a binder for like the first and only time since starting T back around Halloween. And I think I was a little flatter than usual. I think my boobs have deflated just a little bit, which is nice. I don't wear a binder that often. I've talked about how I don't wear a binder because there's no point. I don't pass. I still have like a size C. Like, there's no point. It's not going to help, and it's just going to hurt my back. So I don't do it. But I was like, I'm dressing up for Halloween. I want to wear a binder. I want to see how that goes. And so I did. It was very uncomfortable. By the time I got home, it was up here, I wouldn't do it again. D plus, like 3 out of 10. Would not recommend. But I, at least it was a little bit flatter. It was a little bit flatter. I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you know what? You know what? Those could be moobs. They could be moobs. Like, a guy could have this chest. Like a cis guy. A guy does have this chest. It's my chest. But like a cis guy of my weight could have this chest. So that was nice. It was very euphoria inducing for like a hot second. I was like, oh my God, I could look like this? And then it just got uncomfortable and I hated it. I want to talk about social transition because I haven't really addressed that on my channel. And I will say, bottom line, I don't pass. I pass 0% of the time. No one, except the people who know me and know my pronouns and know my gender, who I have explicitly spoken to about it. Nobody reads me as a guy. I know. Like, it's the hair and the tits and my fat face and my gender marker that I can't change unless I want, as long as I want gynecological services, because my insurance doesn't have markers for little M. You can't get like gynecological services if you have an M. I'm stuck and I hate it because the people who I care about know, they accept me, they use my pronouns as much as they can. Some of them are a lot better at it than others. They all try, though. I don't fault them because they always apologize profusely. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to apologize. Just correct yourself and move on. They're doing their best. And I appreciate them very much. Even the kids. The kids in my found family are doing their best. And some of them refer to me as a guy, refer to me as he, him. Even like the ones who you would think are too young to understand that. Like, they're fine. They're perfectly fine. Kids get it. Kids are chill. But I don't pass socially in general. I get she, heard, ma'amed, ladiesed. It's why I'm afraid to wear dresses out. Even though, like, I wanted to wear something frilly and dressy for a Halloween party that I was going to. And I wanted to look cute and shiny and just cute. I wanted to look cute. And I was afraid to dress femininely because I knew, even though I was around friends and family who knew me, who know me and know that I'm a guy, I feel like it would hinder their progress and it would hinder their ability to use the right pronouns. And I'm afraid to do that. And I did, in fact, dress cute, dress frilly. I dressed like a witch. It was awesome. I felt great. I loved the way I looked. I put on some makeup. Like, I had like a whole witchy outfit. I thought I looked amazing. And because I was around friends and family, found family, my actual family doesn't know where I am or who I am at this point, but they were all chill with it and I felt safe. But even though I probably wouldn't not be safe if I walked around in a dress at this point, just walked around town in a dress, I probably would only be as in danger as a cis woman or a cis woman, like, because I don't pass. Everyone reads me as female. There's nothing about this except the mustache, and even that, cis women have mustaches. Like, there's nothing to indicate that. Even if I were to cut my hair, I don't think it would do much good. I am thinking of getting a little bit of the length cut off, but like, that doesn't help the overall, this is a feminine haircut, even though hair doesn't have a gender. Like, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. And I hate it. But I don't pass, and I won't until top surgery. I just won't. There's nothing I can do. After top surgery, at least I might be able to pass, like, in person to people that I don't know. And then, like, I probably could get myself to pass on the phone if I practiced not raising the pitch of my voice on the phone, but it's not even a conscious thing. Like, I do it and my roommate is just like, Hoagie. And I'm like, okay, but like, I'm already talking to them, so it's kind of hard to like drop my voice an octave while I'm talking to them. It's something I need to work on. I don't know when the passing is going to happen. I'm sure it will happen eventually, one day, but that's probably years in the future, and I don't know when it's going to happen. I now want to add a couple, like, just little notes of stuff that's happened in the last 6 months. Not really changes, but things that have happened. Starting off with being my switch from testosterone cypionate to testosterone enanthate, which happened around, what was it, 3 months? 3 months. Because I was having delayed allergic reactions to all of my previous injection sites on my legs. Like, it wasn't just the last injection site. All of the previous injections that I had done in, like, the last 2 months had, like, they were starting to get red spots. And they itched like hell. I thought I was getting bug bites, but it's right there. And I gave myself a T-shot the next time, and then, like, the next day, that exact spot was super red and itchy. So I went to see the doctor, and he was like, I think you're allergic to the carrier oil, so we're going to switch you to a different carrier oil. And it's the same thing. It has the same dosage and everything. It's just, instead of cottonseed oil, it's sesame oil. And I'm apparently allergic to the cottonseed oil and not the sesame oil, which I already assumed because I've eaten sesame oil and I've been fine. So I'm good now. I don't have any allergic reactions anymore. I don't get the red spots. Everything is fine. It's like, it's a little bit, the thing is, it's a little bit more expensive. If I were to not use a GoodRx coupon, I would be paying like $64, but the GoodRx coupon cuts it like at 50% off, so I get it for like $32. If I were taking cypionate, I might be able to get it for like $16, but a $32 and $16, it's not that big of a difference for me right now. I can pay for it. If that ever happens when I can't, that's a totally different thing. But at this point, I can pay for it, and I'm doing all right, and I'm going to continue to use this formulation because it works just fine. Those who follow me know that a couple months ago, I hit a capillary twice in a row, and it bled, and it freaked me out. Like, the first time it happened, it just started bleeding down my leg, and I was like, oh my god, I hit a vein, I'm gonna die, I need to call 911. And so I quickly Googled, like, what the fuck do I do if I hit a vein? And they're like, are you coughing? Does your heart feel like it's racing? No. Then you probably did not inject it into a vein. You probably hit a capillary on the way in. And then when you pull the needle out, it starts bleeding. So that's obviously what happened to me, because I was not coughing, my heart wasn't racing, I was fine. And as the issue is, if you get oil, like the carrier oil, it's not the testosterone that hurts you, it's the carrier oil. If you get the oil in your bloodstream, it can clog up your lungs and your heart, and you can die. So that's serious business. But I talked to my endocrinologist, and he was just like, people hit capillaries all the time. If you're injecting into your quad, there is hardly any chance that you're going to hit a vein, that you're going to get it in a vein. Like, you might pass a couple capillaries, but you're not going to actually inject the testosterone into your bloodstream. And that really, it made me feel so much better. Like, I was like, okay, good, I'm not going to die. That's always a good thing. And I tried aspirating a couple of times, where once you get the needle in, you pull up on the plunger just a little bit to see if any blood comes up. If you're like in a vein, you will pull up some blood, and then you can take it out and not do it. I tried that because of the method that I use, that I pull on the skin and then inject it. I can't pull up on the syringe, like it. My hands don't do that. So I didn't end up doing that, and it still hasn't happened. Like, I'm not worried about it anymore. For like a month, I had some anxiety about injecting it again, and my roommate had to be there with me, and she was there with me while I injected, and it made me feel a lot better. And now I can do it myself, and it doesn't give me any anxiety, and I haven't had any issue. I don't aspirate. Everything's cool. Something that happened very recently that I thought was kind of cool is when I got my blood work back for my 6 months on T, my testosterone is in the manly range. I'm like 720 whatever. I think they actually might want to decrease my testosterone. I've read that some endocrinologists want to keep you under 700. But like I am good, but because of the testosterone, some of my red blood cell levels have gone out of the female range. They're too high. They're too high because right now my lab thinks that I'm female because it says F on my insurance. And so it's throwing errors when I get the results online. When they email me my results, they're like, this is out of range, this is out of range, this is out of range. I'm like, oh shit. And then I looked it up and it's in the male range. The red blood cell count, the hemoglobin, a couple other things are too high, and it's because of the testosterone. So I got a lot of red on those numbers and I was freaking out. But no, it's just because I'm now in the male range, which made me feel a lot better. But isn't that cool? Like it changes different parts of your organ systems, and like it's not just having an effect outwardly, it's having an effect like in my body. And I'm a nerd, and I think that's really cool. That is it. That is all I wanted to talk about this time. Thank you for bearing with me to get this video out. I know it's not exactly 6 months, but you know, it's in the right month. That's all I can hope for. So thank you for sticking with me. I have passed 300 subscribers. What the hell? Thank you so much. I love every single one of you. You are so great. I never thought I would get this many subscribers this quickly. I just think you guys are great. And I really enjoy putting out videos. I honestly do enjoy putting out videos, even though I talk about, you know, how stressful it is sometimes. I enjoy doing it. Just my body sometimes does not enjoy doing it. I really like it, but sometimes the rest of my body is like, you want me to do what? I am getting back on the wagon. I'm getting back into it. I'm going to put out more videos. Once this goes up, I don't know when the next video will go up after this, but it will be soon. It will be quicker than it was before. So thank you so much for the 318 subscribers, I think, as I look at it, like right now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want any more updates from me, like if I am having issues putting up videos, I have a Twitter where I will notify you guys when I am late or when I have issues or when I'm in pain. I do want to do more stuff on it. I keep saying that in every video. I'm going to put more stuff on my Twitter, but it just hasn't happened yet. But also I've been dealing with a lot of shit right now. So watch that space. Watch that space. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I love any kind of interaction you guys are willing to give me. I appreciate you. There's a Twitter. I do my best to put out videos every week. I really do. I want to put out a video every week. Bear with me. I think you guys are great, and I hope you guys have a great week. Mwah.